Greetings, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Okay, Cancer, you are in a difficult situation, kind of similar to Pisces. It makes sense because we are in the pre-shadow of Mercury retrograde, but essentially, Cancer, you are seeking peace, tranquility, and harmony because that's what you offer. But the issue is you aren't receiving that because you aren't around people who are ready to receive that. You see, this reminds me, there's only one relationship that I've ever had that I wonder what it would have been like had I been ready to receive his love. And it was a long distance relationship, like way, way long ago in my college years. Long story short, has anyone ever felt that or not felt that sensation where they're like, this is too peaceful. There's nothing disruptive going on here. So this is boring. This can't be my spouse. This can't be my husband or my wife because it's just so peaceful. It's so tranquil. And I'm just not ready to receive that. Essentially, when he proposed, I said no. And I was like, I just don't think this is it. And it's the one that I always look back and wonder what it would have been like had it gone different. He has, like 4 beautiful kids. His wife is totally his person. So no, I don't still look back and be like, oh, that's my person, because 100% he is with his person. Their family is beautiful. Anywho, I'm just sharing that because Cancer, people can only connect with you as deeply as their nervous system has healed. And why I shared my personal experience there is because when I was 21 in that relationship, I was not ready for his 27-year-old self who wanted to get married and have kids and start that and create that foundation. I wasn't ready for that at that time. My nervous system was not ready for that at that time. I still needed to work on things within myself for it to be authentic for me to really want that. And now I am there and I do want that and I am ready for that. But there's a difference in being actually internally ready for that on a nervous system level versus desiring it mentally. You see, Cancer, you cannot force someone who mentally desires something to physiologically and internally have their nervous system be there. You can't force it. You can't force it for yourself either. So Cancer, there is a situation here that is incompatible because someone's nervous system is not as healed as yours, or yours is not healed as this other person. So yeah, essentially, you seek peace, tranquility, and harmony because that is what you're offering to those that you would authentically connect to, but they don't want that, or they're not giving that. So you're not giving peace, tranquility, you're not connecting with them because it's just it's not a match. So instead you're protecting your peace, which is what you're supposed to do. Protect your peace, protect it, and wait until you finally receive friends, people, family, a work situation, a lover who is actually ready to be in a state of peace. Now, for some of my Cancers, you have been forcing something for so long. You've been trying to force staying in a marriage, staying at a workplace, staying in a situation, and Spirit is saying rigid, refuse. It is the wrong way. But you are going to have to be stripped of this foundation, this false foundation, for God to actually bring in what is right for you. And the issue is, if you keep staying in a situation that is not right for you, it's a parasitic environment. So you may actually deal with fungus, bacteria, parasites, always getting colds. Certain things are actually physiologically happening in your body because it's the only way God can knock it through your brain that this is not it. This is not the situation. This is not the place. God is saying, how does it serve you to play naive to a situation when you know in your heart it's not it? It doesn't serve you. It really doesn't. There's something here that you've been quiet for too long. You've been swallowing, bearing, tolerating something for too long. There's this book that Patrick Bet-David was talking about, the art of intolerance or something, or the necessities of intolerance, or maybe it's just called Intolerance. I don't know. I did order it on Amazon. It hasn't come in yet, but I'm really excited about it because essentially the book talks about how the issue with our society today is that we have become too tolerant. And the issue with the individual is that we become too tolerant. It's not that we can't accept people's differences, but when it comes to how we live in our lifestyle and what we want for our life and our morals and our integrity, we cannot be tolerant to that which directly opposes what innately is our truth. It waters it down. It's totally bastardizing it. It's disrespectful to it, and it disrespects, God's purpose on our heart. So there's something here that you really need to step up with. For a lot of my Cancers, there is a lot going on with the gut that is all about I do. So it's about doing things. It's about the self-esteem. It also shows out in your skin, because your skin is literally the external of what's going on the internal. So also central nervous system healing. It's also about your personal power. So a lot of my Cancers, you have been separated from your personal power for quite some time. And Spirit is really trying to uproot you and resurrect you. On the third day he rose is what I'm hearing. Ebony and Ivory live together in perfect harmony. I don't know. So maybe for some of my Cancers, there could be like an interracial relationship, or you're supposed to be in an interracial relationship. And maybe you always thought yourself like that wouldn't happen, or this could even be like interreligion. So it's like you and the person that you're meant to be with actually are totally different belief systems. And instead of you needing to change them to believe what you believe, or you changing to believe what they believe, God is like, no, actually what they believe is perfect for them, and it cannot be watered down, and you can hear it and respect it without changing anything within you. And their lesson is about doing the opposite and providing that space for you. So for some of my Cancerians, you are really meant to just simply accept and embrace and love the differences without trying to change them at all, without trying to water them down. And you're only meant to be in environments, where you're not watered down. Spirit is saying play full out, release the fear of people pleasing, of not people pleasing. Some of my Cancers are in a place where you have really weak roots. And so God is working to uproot you and relocate you where you will receive the nutrients that you so generously are always giving to others. Because for some of my Cancerians, you're always giving and giving and giving of yourself, and you're not receiving at the level. Even if you've received something, it's not what works for you. It's kind of like if you were to give, I don't know, just think of like, if you were to give a dog like lettuce, it's like that dog needs meat. The dog cannot eat lettuce. Like that is not going to be nutritionally value. It's not going to provide for that. Whereas, so if like a rabbit was like, here, this lettuce is so good, I'm sharing this with you because it's so good. And the dog is so generously like, oh, thank you, rabbit. Thank you for the lettuce. But the dog is withering away because that is not nutritionally dense for the dog. It's like a dog can't live on lettuce like a rabbit can. It's a really bad analogy. But there's something like that going on here, Cancer. So some of my Cancers are like so graciously receiving something, and it's just like, you are hurting yourself in this process, and God is just watching all of it and be like, you are not nurturing yourself. You're actually harming yourself. You're doing the opposite of nurturing yourself, and you're actually doing the opposite of nurturing these other people or this environment that you're in, because you're expressing gratitude and graciousness for something that you can't even fully receive and utilize. So then it's being wasted, and then you're acting. And so, yeah, there's something here about ripping the mask off. Stop being naive to something. For some of my Cancerians, you've been letting too many people like play on your playground who do not deserve a spot on your playground, because they're actually mocking you, or there's mockery going on here. And it's like, I don't know, it's time to separate. It's time to, I'm hearing It's Me, Stripped. So the Christina Aguilera Stripped album, there's something here about allowing like your authentic nature to just be. Bless you.